time we've ever had two Goblin Barrel decks play each other in the North American Open. Normally there's one rogue barrel throwing player, and now we got two.
I love it. I'm so excited. So which E player should I root for? Because you know E, that's my name.
Yeah.
I usually you only have one E player, and you just root for the one E player. Now I'm so torn.
I think you got to go for Esopa because he's got your Hog Rider.
Yeah,
the log that you want so badly is in that deck, and his other deck has the Princess.
Yeah. It's exactly
okay. You won me over there.
So now, question: like you were hoping that we see the Goblin Barrel mirror off against each other, right? Because it technically could not happen. We're really hoping it does happen.
Yes.
If that does happen, I mean, what's it really going to come down to? Is it the first Goblin Barrel with the first damage is technically just going to win because eventually they'll take it in the long run, or?
Patience. It's a virtue that brings its own Crown Tower wins. They're actually playing 8-card exact decks, as you just saw, so it's really going to come down to, like, if you ever get caught without a log, done.
That's damage.
Both of them have Minion Horde and no arrows, so you're either going to have to Fireball or Princess each other's Minion Horde.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that'll be kind of... What do you think, Rain? Rain's a much more experienced Goblin Barrel player than I am.
The king.
I actually think that the Goblin Barrel in the mirror match will not be the biggest card to be played. I actually think that the cards that you will see being most effective are going to be things like a Princess, the Minion Horde, because people will have to respect the Goblin Barrel so much, but if you spend your resources taking down the Goblin Barrel, then the Princess, the Minion Horde, these are the cards that really get to cash in.
Well, already it's Golem up top for the red player. We do have, though, the Goblin Barrel deck down below. So the key here is Esopa. Well, actually, for our sake, we might be rooting for EPRu. But if Esopa, who is looking to win every game he can, is going to try to punish any Goblin or any Golem plays as soon as they come out.
Nice log there.
We saw this in his earlier matches, too. The reason why you would go with the early Inferno Tower is that you know a Golem's not coming down anytime soon, unless we see a River Golem or something.
Defense.
So this Princess is going to be the first free to walk around without a log to remove it. And Mega Minion is going to be the card utilized. That means that EPRu is down to Mega Minion, essentially.
One swing.
One of the few things that you can actually take and not... It's good to know. You can take one Princess shot with your Mega Minion and it'll still threaten the tower and do a little bit.
Miner pops up in the middle position. Baby Dragon is actually well positioned.
Oh, it didn't hit the Baby Dragon. Oh, the
shadow.
I got to aim for the shadow.
I've learned so much because of that. Thank you so much. On the ladder now I know where to hit flying units.
You can actually see, because even though the Baby Dragon looks like it's further back, you see the shadow is only about 2 to 3 squares off of the tower, and that's actually where it was. That Fireball looked like it was going to be a ton of value hitting the Baby Dragon, Tombstone, and both Archers. Turns out it only got the Archers and the Tombstone. Still a good Fireball, but the Baby Dragon runs free.
There's a log. I actually think the response here is to play Princess at the river, just to make sure that you get some damage onto the tower, but he's going to play Princess to defend.
Right, and that'll keep the Mega Minion from getting any damage on the tower, unless you get lightning, of course.
Unless that happens.
It's such a tough situation because you want to make sure that you get damage on the tower somehow. Goblin Barrel is not going to do that very consistently for you because you know your opponent is going to respect that option. And so you need to find some way to get your other cards to actually make it through and put numbers onto the tower, because that's what wins you the game. I said that statement so many times, and it's because it's the most important thing right now.
The miner, I know we're already kind of going back to the last push, but that miner in the front left corner was not an accident. He wanted to play that miner forward on the tower instead of behind to draw any archers, baby dragons, anything like that to turn around and hit the miner to let the minion horde go free.
Well, we're now in double elixir time here, and that's when Golem shines.
And here's another Inferno Tower just in the nick of time.
Away from lightning range, I believe, the Skeleton Army is going to do a pretty good job. No, but it gets logged away. Archers are actually contributing to that push. That's a very, very healthy Golem, and lightning's going to remove it. Minion Horde? No, it's not going to kill the... the log? No, but the minions have already given up on it. The log was just a little bit too late, and I think that might be the end of the game for Esopa.
Because remember, Golemites do explosion damage on their own, so unless this goes down
EPRu picking up the first victory of our semifinals here. One more game, and he's moving on to the finals.
That's actually, you know what I just noticed? In that push...
That's what we wanted.
EPRu...
Bad news, bad news for Esopa, good news for us, because we might see the Goblin Barrel mirror.
EPRu actually spent the log to eliminate the skeletons, the skeleton army that was on the Golem. I actually think there might have been a world where Esopa could have played off a win by spending 6 elixir and playing minor Goblin Barrel as a response while the Golem is dilly-dallying in the middle of the map, take down the tower in overtime. Yeah. And I think that might have been a winning situation. It's very risky, of course, because I'm not sure what EPRu had in hand.
Yeah, he ended up going with the minion horde because he thought that he could maybe kill the golem successfully. But you're right, the archers, the baby dragon actually came down and not only pulled some of the minions away, but also it's pretty good against minions with the area of effect spit damage. Only a few minions tagged onto the golem, and it wasn't enough to burn it down. And by the time it got to the tower, in hindsight, yeah, maybe going all in would have worked. They would have traded towers, gone into overtime, and who knows what could happen.
What kind of deck would Esopa's deck really be good against?
Goblin barrels. What is Goblin barrel really good
It's
against?
actually pretty decent against golem decks. I think he was never really in control of the tempo of the game. Normally you want to be really quickly attacking. Those logs on all those early goblin barrels are really
shut it
tough.
down.
Yeah, and you're also falling behind an elixir when that happens.
Oh.
Yes!
Wow, we've got it! There it is!
The Skeleton Army is actually a pretty good defense,
What
and
a
that
cool
log
thing to
is actually
see.
off the table. Ooh, Princess is gonna do, but you can win the Princess duel here. Oh!
I think they might kill each other. Oh, it does get out!
Just in the nick
The way
of
to
time.
tell is if the other princess shoots before the first arrows hits her. That's how you know.
This is going to be a big test of strength here. Who knows their mirror matchup better? Who knows their own deck's weaknesses a little better? The Skeleton Army is going to be really effective against both Miner and the Goblin Barrels, so using those effectively, avoiding the logs, all very important.
Wow. All right, so now we have mirror matchups here with Goblin barrels. Are we going to see way more mind games, or are these?
Oh, he's trying to predict the Skeleton Army, but does not place. So the big thing is Fireball actually has a limited range, and so it's very difficult to eliminate the entirety of the Skeleton Army, but still a lot of damage put onto that left side tower. EPRu is really playing well.
If Princess is guarded.
If you pre-log it, if you pre-log your Goblin barrel, will the log actually go, how far past the tower does it go?
I think it goes to the back, and it'll go like all the way through the tower, I guess.
Okay.
So depending on if you were to say throw your Goblin Barrel up front instead of surrounding it, and then throw the log with it, that actually might work.
Needs
Ooh,
to
they're
play
a little
spell
behind.
with it.
Oh no, but they're attacking the Skeleton Army instead.
Pretty even though still.
Yeah, the Princess really caught up in damage.
Yeah, one of the smartest things we saw there was actually fireballing the enemy princess.
There it is.
Oh, and this is a big option.
Yes! One goblin got a couple stabs in. That's got to be pretty good. Oh, I love this match already.
This is so good.
So great.
I love the pre-fired fireball. And here you go. So let's see if the Miner pops up. Ooh.
Oh, wow. One shot each.
Yeah.
Wow, that was almost like a zap there. That actually worked out better for Esopa. I'm sorry, better for EPRu, even though. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
One minion survives.
Gotta play a spell alongside this Goblin Barrel.
Miners doing work, bottom left.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, wow.
this is what we're talking about, right? The Goblin Barrel itself is actually not going to be the key card because so many resources are going to be dedicated to making sure it gets taken down. It's actually the smaller cards like the Miner, like the Minion Horde, like the Princess that's going to be doing the majority of the damage.
Ooh,
and there we see the
let's
Minion
not
Horde
underrate this
is
Minion
it.
Horde. This thing could actually take that tower down.
Wow.
It is. It's going to.
Wow.
Whoa, EPRu with the fake out.
That.
This is the way this matchup plays out because really it's the player who can use the collection of his cards that's really going to win it. Goblin Barrel is just a part of the whole.
Yes. Wow, so we were wondering what the key play was going to be there, and it turns out the key play was Minion Horde at the river to defend against a princess. Not something I think we would have predicted.
Yeah, Inferno Tower just being popped down just because there, and EPRu is going to take a 2-0 against Esopa.
Is looking really, really good. For a play that I hadn't really heard about until the coordination days, has been kind of the player that has been sticking out to me in terms of like, this guy is real, right? This guy is the real
He's the
deal.
real person.
You're the
I mean,
real
3
deal,
coordinations in a
EPRu.
row he's made the top 8, and now
good.
slowly I think improving. I think he got bumped in the top 8 the first time, made it to the semifinals in the last coordination day.
interesting. Now he's
and
on the finals.
First time in the finals. Esopa.
Moving on up.
We didn't even see the Hog Rider in the semifinals, unfortunately,
not a
but goes from finals last time, top 4 this time. I think definitely a threat to take one of the last spots, but not today, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, let's see our first replay. Golem Lightning.
Yeah,
What was going on here?
Golem Lightning, and really the Lightning was spent to remove the Princess rather than the Inferno Tower, and that can really be credited to the fact that EPRu was able to play archers on the river and have that contribute to taking the Inferno Tower health lower, and earned him a fantastic Golem push.
Yeah, it's unfortunate those minions doubled back to fight that baby dragon. Great placement, great reaction time by EPRu to know, like, all right, minion horde's coming in. I needed to pull them away, and he did it very effectively. Look at this. Minion horde, we saw it happen actually.
So great.
We saw it happen the first time. It was the minion horde at the river. The princess shot them, and it wasn't very effective. Did it again the next time, a little bit better timing, and there just wasn't an answer in hand for that.
Yeah, so now minion horde is just, like you said, uncontested by itself.
Yeah.
How many shots in the tower does it take to take him down?
I think it kills the tower, full health. And if you think about it, we mentioned that one of the best things in those decks to fight it was either a fireball or the princess. Well, if you kill the princess with the minion horde, you at least know princess isn't coming down.
Sure.
And I think the fireball had just come out with the last minor push. Like
So you're free?
Yeah, so
That's a free tower.
Esopa looked at his hand and went,
uh-oh.
None of these cards, you know. Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right, well, our bracket is now updated because, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first finalist of Coronation Day number 10. It is EPRu. Now, the question is, who will join him? Will it be Marcel P for his third time in the finals, or will it be Fetty Wap? Rainey, what's your predictions?
I predict Marcel P.
Wow.
Marcel P. So, incidentally...
What character was that?
I don't know.
Was that the witch?
That was
Evil
somebody.
scientist.
No, witch
Evil
just goes,
scientist.
oh.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
A witch is an opera singer. She's beautiful.
Evil scientist. I predict Marcel P. By the way, just to toot my own horn a little bit,
Yeah, go ahead.
I predicted EPRu, and EPRu moved on.
Very good point.
I'm
He has
gonna
been playing exceptionally well. I mean, they were both, in the last match, they were just kind of poking each other, trying to find a weakness, and EPRu found the crack in the armor to push through and win. This next matchup is going to be very interesting because